them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. O Mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstacles who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be separate from suffering, and safely I will establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. O Mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstacles who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be separate from suffering, and safely I will establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. Thus, until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. From now this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. We take refuge in the kind root Lama and the lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deity of the mandalas of the Yadams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dhakas, Dakinis, and the Dhamma gardens, possessors of the eye of wisdom. We take refuge in the kind root Lama and the lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deity of the mandalas of the Yadams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dhakas, Dakinis, and the Dhamma gardens, possessors of the eye of wisdom. We take refuge in the kind root Lama and the lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deity of the mandalas of the Yadams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dhakas and Dakinis, Dhamma gardens, possessors of the eye of wisdom. Page 36. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the example of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embodied enlightened mind and progress on the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, giving birth to bodhicitta, and apply myself to complete stage of the path. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the example of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embodied enlightened mind and progress on the Bodhisattva's path, are true for the benefit of all sentient beings, giving birth to bodhicitta, and apply myself to complete stage of the path. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the example of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embodied enlightened mind and progress on the Bodhisattva's path, are true for the benefit of all sentient beings, giving birth to bodhicitta, and apply myself to complete stage of the path. In the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of Janarasta and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of Janarasta and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of Janarasta and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all Mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the cause of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the cause of suffering. May they never be separate from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the cause of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the cause of suffering. May they never be separate from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the cause of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the cause of suffering. May never be separate from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. I bow down respectfully with my body, speech, and faithful mind to all Tathangatas and the 10 directions. Those who have already reaching the Tathagata state, those who are reaching it at the present, and those Tathagata state to come. Through the power of Samdup prayer, may all Buddhas manifest vividly in my mind. I posted to them, multiplying my body as many times as there are atoms of the earth. In each atom are visualized as many Buddhas as there are atoms. Surrounded by countless Bodhisattvas, thus all space is filled with Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. I praise all Buddhas through manifesting, chanting, expressing great action of their excellent qualities. To all Buddhas, I make offerings of various pure flowers, flower garlands of music, anointing oils, manifesting light and fragrant incense. I make offerings to them of fine garments, perfume and pearl, fly high as Mount Meru, and orange in the most beautiful way. I visualize the highest and most extensive offerings and offer them with great faith to all Buddhas. I posted to Buddhas and make offerings to them following the deeds of the great Bodhisattva Samdup. I confess to you, Buddhas, whatever negative actions I have committed due to the power of anger, desire, and ignorance. I rejoice in the merit of all the Buddhas and the 10 directions, of the great Bodhisattvas and the Pakchika Buddhas, those who have attained Arahanthood, those who have entered the path of Arahanthood, and all other beings. I request to all great protectors and Buddhas to turn the highest way Dharma, as the light dispelling the darkness of beings in the 10 directions, leading them gradually to the enlightened state. I make request to those Buddhas intending to pass into Parinirvana, to live long for as many eons as there are atoms of the earth in order to benefit all beings. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying, for the sake of the enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. I echo refuge, ornament of the world. Your firm provides the 3,000 worlds. You are the victor, Vajradhara, widow adopt, I bow at the feet of Father Jigten Songgo. Continually I think of no one but you, compassionate one, grant your blessings. Dispel the darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I can realize unlimited nature of mine. Om Ben Zara Sadhu Samaya Mane Balaya Ben Zara Sadhu Dinoba Deja Nudu Me Bawa Sode Kayo Me Bawa Sobegayo me bawa, anerado me bawa, sarvai side mendrayanza, sarvai karmai suzai me, tsudan yeyang guru hong, ha ha ho, bangawe. Sarva dadanga dan benzara mami menza benzara bama samaya sadhu. So now we're going to meditate a little bit. Log to the page 42 and 43. So this too is picture. So Vajra Yogini, Tibetan is called Pamo, Buddha Amitabha, and page 43 also channel, center channel. So then center channel has a lotus and Bendu. So this we have to visualize very clearly. This we have to look to the first Vajra Yogini picture, close eye and open eye, and we have to practice a little bit. And then also Buddha Amitabha. So when we think about Vajra Yogini, comes clearly our mind. This form body is come to clearly your mind. So that's we have to practice. And then also Amitabha. Same thing, when close eye and come to clearly mind, your mind seeing very clearly. We have to practice that. So then also center channel, focus that, and when you close your eye, your body, in the center channel, this all the way from your navel to crown. The heart center, we visualize this Bendu. If this visualization come to clearly your mind, then our practice of Phowa is very easy. If this visualization didn't come to clearly, the practice of Phowa is a little bit, like shaking, or your mind is not really cannot clearly visualize. Then you hard to get your practice feeling and experience. So that's the reason this visualization is very important section. So now we focus this picture first, and the close eye and look each one. Then I'm going to explain about this Vajra Yogini form body. So when I talk to teaching, that time I'm going to explain, why this Vajra Yogini here this symbolize meanings. Amitabha Buddha. Center channel. So now we're going to meditate. This meditation is called mindful body meditation, but very important when we practice Phowa. So focus on your crown, mind resting on your crown. So that's very important. The reason is when usually we have to visualize Buddha Amitabha, our own crown, and also central channel is opening up to the crown. So if you can, like when you meditate, your mind focus, can stay within your crown. So that's really helpful when we die. That time, we can focus to crown. Even we cannot do Phowa ourselves, but you can focus on your crown. You have chance to liberate, because consciousness lift your crown. Usually when we die, the consciousness leave the other doors. We have 9 doors. 9 doors have to close. Open the crown door. So that's the Phowa practice. 9 doors is like we have a lower 3 doors. Usually we go to restaurant using this called doors. Consciousness can leave that door, going to reborn to the lower realms, and the consciousness can leave the nose, eye, and the ears. These are all the doors. Consciousness can leave from the body. So we have to close these 8 doors. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Or 9 doors we have to close. So opening the crown. So that's the core practice of Phowa. And the Phowa has many different teachings. Some Phowa practice, like example 6 Yoga Naropa, or also one of the teaching is called Phowa practice. So that Phowa this is a little bit different. 6 Yoga Naropa Phowa, we have to put some symbols in all the doors. So then that means the block your other doors closing. So this one we don't have to put the symbols, something, syllables, we don't have to put in our other doors, but we just focusing crown, opening up the crown. The same is this center channel. So now close eye and focus on your crown. Mind just resting on your crown. So letting go all the thoughts, release all the emotions. Any thoughts arise, just recognize and letting go. Mind stay on your crown. Now we focus our breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, inhale. Okay. Open the eye. So look the page 19. Page 19. So this is the Phowa's teaching and the instruction. When we're going to practice Phowa, so you must receive these teachings before the practice Phowa. This is called instruction, Phowa instruction. Very important section. So practice, usually we can do. Then if you have these instructions, then you can practice anytime, like at your home, everywhere. So today I'm going to do this instruction, teaching, and also some Oh, thank you. Okay, so here is the called Phowa Jatsokma. So this Phowa, the name is in Jatsokma. So Jatsokma meaning is called kush grass. Kush grass like put into your crown, and your kush grass can standing, like stay, and crown is become open. So that meaning, like example, when you practice this Phowa, kush grass can go into your crown. So that is the Phowa's practice sun, result. Many people practice Phowa, the has this result usually. In traditional we have to practice the 1 week, practice Phowa. But we don't have time to do 1 week. We can do 2 days practicing. Sometimes like 1 day someone has signs. Some people like 1 week has signs. Some people didn't get signs. Just all the depending, But important is that you don't have any expectation to get the special signs. Long as you have that expectation, you never get signs. Okay? So that release that thoughts. So that's also obstacle, called obstacle practice. So now we practice this Phowa. So, and here it says, which one can attain enlightenment without meditation? Practice Phowa, even you don't have meditation, still you can be liberation. So that is the called powerful, Phowa is powerful practice. It's called special method. It's a very special method, Phowa. Many people want to Phowa. The reason is, that don't want to take long time to meditate. Make sense? People who think, I cannot meditate like years and years, wanted to practice Phowa. So that's some people like that reason Phowa. So the Phowa is important. Is this practice is a benefit for when we die. So when we die, you can liberate it in the Pardo. If you have really good practice Phowa yourself, then also you can help for others. Someone die, so you can do Phowa for them too. And then today we're focusing these practices for our, when we die, so we use our practice. This practice today is like we know doing for others, we're doing for ourselves practice. If we don't have a practice ourselves, so we cannot do Phowa for others too. If you do others, that not much benefit. So that's the reason, here. Today we're doing practice ourselves, and this benefit very, very fastly or quickly attain to Buddhahood. So without meditation. It is very difficult to attain the precious human body. So now this teaching, Phowa practice teaching, you must have to have practice for thought. Otherwise your Phowa practice is not really going to, right direction powerfully without four thoughts practice. The Phowa practice, we really know this four thoughts practice. We have some strongly renunciation come from our heart. Then you practice Phowa. You can really, mind can liberate it. If you don't have enough practice for thoughts, mind cannot liberate it. Because mind is attached to stir in this samsaric enjoyment things, So Phowa practice means you liberate your mind. Not any attached to any or samsaric object. So that's the reason we have to think about first, cultivate four thoughts first. When we practice four thoughts, the first one is called precious human body. So that's the reason here says, Buddha, contemplation and meditation of the precious teachings. So here's a precious human body, and having attained it, I went down the lines. So here's precious human body, and having attained it, one must realize it to reach the Buddhahood through the proper hearing, contemplation, and meditation of the precious teachings. So we have to recognize we have precious human body. Otherwise, we don't really want to practice, Dharma. And we always going on samsaric things, always you thinking about your family and thinking about your job, thinking about all these worldly activities. Mind never going into the Dharma. So that's the reason we have to cultivate precious human body. We have to recognize what we have. Otherwise, we are become all the kind of mind is going in samsaric things, never get time to practice Dharma. Then we have to know we are free from all the lower realms, and we are free from handicaps. Handicaps means like you cannot hear. 5 senses handicaps. Not usually we talk about handicaps. This is the 5 senses handicaps. So if you cannot hear, so then you cannot hear is the hearing. You cannot hearing, then you cannot contemplate. So you cannot contemplate, you cannot meditate, right? So that's the reason, eye and ears, nose, these 5 senses, we have to, free from all these handicaps. So we have that, we have to recognize that, how we have this precious body and the precious human body. And then also we have to know this, right now all these conditions for Dharma. Example, in United States, so many people, mostly they don't have conditions to practice Dharma. So that's the reason you have to recognize how I am fortunate, right? Today, be here in the temple, you can receive this teaching, you can practice this Phowa. That's all we have to recognize our, the opportunity. We have to take that, and then that's give you courage to practice, and become you recognize yourself. You can release all the even you have some unhappy feeling, sadness feeling, kind of anything you have hold your mind. You can have to release that. The reason is because you recognize we have this opportunity, precious human body, have to enjoy, create happiness. And then, even if one has attained human birth, it can suddenly end without warning. So after that, we have to cultivate impermanent. We have precious human body, but is that also not permanent? It is going to last soon, nor or later, not going to always stay, right? So everything is changing, nothing is permanent. We have to cultivate that. And so that's the reason here says, sudden end without warning. So we don't know when we're going to die. Death condition is so many death conditions. So many we have natural disasters, all different sickness, so many accidents, lots of different conditions for death. So that's the reason we have to recognize that we don't know when we're going to die without warning. Because of the overwhelming power of laziness in the postponement of our practice. So we have lots, lazy means you think I have precious human body, oh, no, I'm okay. I'm going to practice maybe tomorrow or maybe next week, next month, next year. So thinking about always that. Dharma is usually we not bring first purity. Always other things first purity, right? Mostly, everyone almost. So, you cultivate these 4 thoughts, become Dharma is first purity. So that's the, you have to cultivate, we have to think about. And so that here, one's life ends without one even realizing. We don't recognize when we're going to finish our life. It is because life is so short and the globe mara of death is so quick. When death comes, we have no escape. We have to accept it and go on to the next life. So we have to accept, no choice. When we don't want to die, But no one has a choice. No one free from death. So this is the just natural phenomena, natural law of phenomena, right? Everyone, just naturally. So that's the reason. So we see no one escaped. Who can escape? So you have any examples? No, right? No one can escape for death. So then every day we are close to death. Not going to far away from the death. Every minute we are going to close more death. But we're thinking about it, we stay longer. We're thinking about always this life. We're not thinking about future life, death. But actually, death is always comes close to us. We cannot run from that. We cannot escape that, right? So then, death is we don't know. Everything is uncertainty. Some is when the child was born, is die. Some is died in the mother's womb. Some is die childhood. Some is die either. Some is die old and the sickness and the accident. So many death these conditions. So we don't know when we're going to die. So we have to accept that. The reason is because we cannot escape that. We have to accept for our death. So then, at that time, neither your accumulated wealth, nor your dear ones, nor your cherished body, nothing can he accept the precious teachings. Do you accept this? Yeah, it's no choice, right? We know this because you create anything in this life. When we die, nothing come with us. So we create karma is always come with us. Karma is our company. The karma is come from our body, speech, mind. We are create karma. We can create positive karma. We can create negative karma. So that true karma is come with us. That is our company. Not your family is your company. Your material object is not your company. Even your precious body also not your company when you die. So you have to leave your body. When we born, we have come this body together. But when we die, so we have to leave this body. We cannot take with us. So then, of course, the other anything we cannot take with us. Only to follow the karma. So that's the reason. So body is the same as the guest house. Mind is the same as the guest. So when die means mind is relieved from the body. So mind is never die. Actually, body is dissolved to the 5 elements. And mind is never die. That's the reason the karma is follow us. So then which karma is our, support protection is Dharma, precious teachings, Dharma. And which one is harm for us is non-virtuous deeds harm for us. So that's we have to think about, cultivate and impermanent. In these precious teachings, Lord Shakyamuni Buddha talked to the Dharma to suit the different levels of understanding. So Buddha Shakyamuni, he talked lots of Dharma teachings. These Dharma teachings all benefit to other beings, many different ways. Because all beings has different dispositions. Everyone is not the same, Some beings need Phowa teaching. Some beings need, love meditation. Some beings need compassion meditation. Some beings need impermanent meditation. Some beings need, mindful meditation. So some beings need emptiness meditation. Some beings need generosity practice. Some beings need patient meditation, practice patience. So some beings need maybe ethical discipline meditation and practice, So that's kind of so many different teachings. Buddha taught is 84,000 Dharma teachings. That all the teachings is help for other beings. The reason is beings different dispositions, different capacities. So then, levels of understanding and the different disposition of all beings through Shakya, through the Shavakayana hearers, Pakshikayana solitary realizers, and Mahayana Bodhisattva practice. So Buddha have 3 baskets teachings. So that's all is depending for different disposition or levels. Have to practice levels of understanding. That Dharma is not really contradict each other. Have for all the different levels. The same is the medicine. Medicine, thousands different medicines have for different patients, Same like that. Then Mahayana consists of Hetuyana cause and Paliyana fruit. So Hetuyana is a Sutra tradition. Paliyana is called Vajrayana tradition. Actually both is Mahayana. The Mahayana means like you who has a Bodhicitta mind, So that is called Mahayana practice. With Bodhicitta practice. So then there has two traditions, Hetuyana and Paliyana. So then Hetuyana is consists of all the practice without the tantric initiations. It's a Hetuyana tradition, like Sutra tradition, teaching, they don't give initiation empowerment. They use different method. So Vajrayana use like initiations and a different method, kind of like this Phowa is also Vajrayana. It's a different method. Based on the teaching, like this Phowa also based on the 4 thoughts meditation, and then special method to mind liberated to the Buddhahood. It's called special method. So Sutrayana also have different method, but they don't use this way method. Little bit different. In the arising and the compassion so possesses, but one must diligently practice over a period of time before one can realize one's Buddhahood. In the Vajrayana, the Phowa practice is the most direct and the quickest path for one to achieve enlightenment. So this Phowa is the most directly method. Directly method means, so we not really practicing all these Buddha's 84,000 Dharma teachings. So you practice this special skillfully method Phowa. Your mind can transform to the Buddha Amitabha purely. So that's what I call special skill method. It's if you receive this Phowa, you have to practice Phowa. Without practice, then not easy to, even we're saying here it's very powerful, directly skillful, but it's depending on your effort. If you don't have effort, then Phowa is with the highest teaching, but doesn't make sense. If you have good food, all the cooked everything, you don't eat, you are always hungry, right? So you have to food, we said this food is really good for nutrition, it's good for your healthy, but you don't eat, then that food helps you or no? No, right? Doesn't help to you. So same thing like that. If Phowa is like very powerful practice, but if you don't practice, then also not going to, one lifetime liberation. If you practice Phowa in this life, when we die, we have 90% chance to our mind transform to the Buddha Amitabha's pure light. Even you don't have realization, realization. If you're going to get a realization, how long take time? Through the meditation. Many, many years you're going to get realization, right? The Phowa practice is without realization, still you can, liberate. Usually, like without realization, not possible to liberation. Make sense? Okay, so that's the reason the Phowa is called, here is the Phowa practice is the most direct and the quickest path. Actually, we talk about the Mahamudra and the Dzogchen teachings. That is the highest teaching, like easy to Buddhahood, right? Very easy, one lifetime Buddhahood. That's also truth, but there you have to effort to meditate, you have to practice, you need to get realization, realize. So that takes long time. It's mostly, like in Western country, we have to work all these worldly activities. Not easy to get that kind of way to practice realization, right? Make sense or no? So then only the Phowa practice is the easy to for, benefit to us. The reason is because our capacity, like our situation, and our this worldly activity, our like this kind of right now what we have this all circumstances, worldly things, right? Laws, this kind of conditions. So which is a benefit to us? I think Phowa is more fast, like more strongly benefit for us. Then I can say maybe Dzogchen and Mahamudra. The reason is because we cannot practice a whole life is meditate through like same as a yogi of Malarepa, right? If you can't do like that, then you can one lifetime become Buddha through the Mahamudra practice. Then you say Mahamudra is the most powerful teaching, highest teaching, and performed, is one lifetime take to the Buddhahood. So that's also for someone like that too. But for us, I think Phowa is the most benefit for us. So here, then there are, they have books. The fund, please can you give it to the book for page 19. They are that even the part of true enlightenment. It is said that even the heaviest of sinners has a chance for enlightenment through the practice of Phowa. There are teachings for one to become enlightened. So see, who has the strong non-virtuous deeds? But that kind of people also have chance to liberation. This history also talk about that, who this Phowa is come from. The Lombo Nyama means Minister Nyama. So he did this big non-virtuous deeds. So he says heaviest of sinners. He also is one of that. The person is, even the heaviest of sinners has a chance for enlightenment through the practice of Phowa. So this Phowa lineage come from Minister Nyama. Minister Nyama, he also has this non-virtuous deeds. But his one lifetime, he liberated. So that's the reason say this is not just like like sometimes we say so special put here, like this is a result. People who has this kind of no virtue as this, they practice Phowa, they're liberated, and they have become Phowa lineage holder. So there are teachings for one to become enlightened, but I have a teaching Phowa that offers enlightenment without meditation, said Marpa. So Marpa Loza, he went to India. I think it's like 11th century, maybe 10th century or 11th century, like that kind of time. He went to India. He received all the Mahamudra teachings, many these Tantra teachings, translation to the Tibetan language. So that is all these lineage masters. Dorjen Chang, Telopa, Naropa, Marpa. So Marpa is there, and then Malarepa. So this lineage masters. This Marpa Loza, he said he bring this all the teachings, translation to Tibet language. So he practiced Phowa. So then he said, through the meditation, liberation, all the lineage he has. But he said, I have special teaching, Phowa, without meditation, I can liberate it, So he shared for his students. So great translator and the father of the Kaju lineage. So then Marpa Loza is the father of Kaju lineage. From him, then this all the Kaju tradition come from. The Phowa Jatsoma, the standing grass blade, lineage is one of the precious Phowa practice. Phowa Jatsoma, so I just share with you, like Jatsoma means like name, kush grass into your crown, standing. So that means like your channel is opened. Open up your channel. In the 8th century, the Dharma king, so this Phowa lineage, where they come from? This Phowa is come from, long time, it's 8th century, go back to 8th century. The Dharma king of Tibet, Chija Trisong Depsen. See, the Marpa Loza has Phowa, but Marpa Loza Phowa, this Phowa is a little bit different. Marpa Loza's Phowa is mostly 6 yoga Naropa Phowa. So actually same method, but different lineage. And this Phowa is not come from India. This Phowa is come from Tibet. So Marpa Loza's Phowa, he talk about Phowa is he he received from Naropa, and then he translated to Tibetan language. So he give for his students. But the same method, different lineage. So this Phowa lineage is in the 8th century, the Dharma king of Tibet, Chija Trisong Depsen, invited the great Indian Tantric master, Guru Pema Sambhava, to Tibet, and they built the Samye monastery. Guru Pema Sambhava gave many Tantric teachings to the king and his subject. So this is the story, like Pema Sambhava, he established Dharma in Tibet. During this time, Guru Pema Sambhava was residing in Khenpo Cave in the vicinity of Samye. So this place is right now is all exist. Many people go to meditate in this place. So Pema Sambhava also he mentioned about this place is very special. You practice other place 3 years, and here practice 1 week is more powerful than other place 3 years. So many people go to meditate in this area, practice meditation. When in important master of Samye, when an important minister of the king, Nyama, had a tragedy. So Nyama, who had 2 palaces and was in the process of moving from one to the other was picking some belonging by the leg of a lantern, right? Lantern or something, I don't know. I cannot make good pronunciation this. When a small spark causes a fire which instinctively binds down the whole palace. So this Lompo Nyama, he has this accident. He burned his home. The Lompo Nyama is King Trusong Depsin's minister. King Trusong Depsin invited Pema Sambhava in Tibet. So King Trusong Depsin is called Dharma King. So his minister Nyama, he burned his home, his palace. And then his palace, when he burned his home, tragically killing 13 people, including his parents. See, 13 people dead, including his parents too there. All his horse, mules, right? Cattle, and other animals also perished in the fire, or it's burned the fire. So Minister Nyama, thinking the love and the respect that others showed their parents, felt that he had committed the heaviest of sins by causing the death of his parents and others. So then Minister Nyama, he thanked, other beings' respect for parents. But then he think he killed his parents, right? So that's the reason he has so much suffering and sad. The king desiring to end the suffering of this minister. So Minister Nyama, he has this problem, he did this mistake. Then he went into the underground darkest room. He never wanted to come out. He don't want to eat. He never wanted to talk to people. So then king tried to help him to, remove his suffering or helping him. Try to do something, but the king don't know how to help him to, release his suffering, right? So then King Trusong Depsin, he went to see Pema Sambhava. Where is the suffering of his minister? Went to Khenpo, kept to request the help of Pema Sambhava. King Trusong Depsin, he went to the Khenpo cave, see the Pema Sambhava. Then Pema Sambhava, by miraculous, right? Miraculous. Okay. I have to drink more water today. Sometimes I can make very good pronunciation these words, but sometimes I can't. Depending, Every day is changing, right? My English also impermanent. Really. Sometimes people say your English is wonderful, perfect. Sometimes people say your English is terrible. So you need patience, okay? I give you practice patience. If you don't understand, so you can ask question, okay? So now, what happened here? Pema Sambhava, by miraculous power, went to the Pure Land to see Amitabha Buddha. King Trusong Depsin, he can go to see Buddha Amitabha? No, right? King has power to help for his minister? No, nothing to. He cannot do anything, right? Like this kind of situation, king cannot have anything for his minister. So now who can help this, solve this problem? Pema Sambhava, he can solve this problem. So he has power, went to the Pure Land to see Buddha Amitabha. The reason is Buddha Amitabha, his aspiration is different than all other Buddhas. His aspiration, like, I talked like before, without realization, still beings can reborn to the pure line. Without realization, realization. Without realization means like you meditate, you have realized, right? You realize, you get, through the meditation, you realize that you are become Buddha. You purify your karma. One day you don't have any emotions. So one day you have really compassion to all other beings, unconditionally compassion to all other beings. That's called realization. Realization means. Then you realize all sentient beings is used to our parents. It's all sentient beings, my mother. So you have that kind of, realize, and all beings you seeing equally. So that's called realize. Okay, then realize means everything, this appearance is emptiness. So you know that, then you are not any attached to this object, no desire to any object. So that's called realization. Then you can easily, go to Buddhahood. So without realization, without that kind of, you don't have that kind of realization, still you can liberate it through the practice of Phowa and pray for Buddha Amitabha. The Buddha Amitabha, he has an aspiration that, his aspiration, power of aspiration. This, when you practice Phowa, need to come three powers together. One is our intention. We must have to have a kind of like realize, we know like these four thoughts. This samsara is suffering. We have to know this samsara is, impermanent. We know a desire to attach to samsara. So that feeling you must have to have your mind. Then you are not attached to this any object much, strongly. So then you can easily liberate to the Buddhahood. So that is the first our power. We need that kind of wanting to liberate and want to benefit others. And we realize this all samsara is suffering. So that is the first, our power, intention power. Second is called Buddha's aspiration, blessing power. So Buddha Amitabha has that power. Other Buddhas' aspiration is different. All giving the Dharma teachings, they want to benefit other beings, and through the realization to benefit other beings. Like other Buddhas teach for Dharma, you need to practice that, you realize that, then you liberate it. Buddha Amitabha's aspiration is different than that. His aspirations, even other beings don't have realized, still these powers come together, you can reborn to the Devachi, pure lane. That's his aspiration is arise, flourishing. So that's the reason Pema Sambhava, he knows only Buddha Amitabha, he has power to have for this kind of situations. Then he went to the Buddha Amitabha's pure lane to see Buddha Amitabha. Make sense? So that's the second power, Buddha's blessing power, Buddha Amitabha's blessing power. The third power is called Dharma Dhartu power. Dharma Dhartu power is our nature is Buddha. Our nature is not samsara, like suffering being. Our nature is actually Buddha. So all sentient beings' nature is same. That's called Dharma Dharta power. So power of the nature, power of the Buddha, power of the intention. So these three powers comes together, then you're practicing, this benefit to us, benefit to others. When we have these three powers, then we can help for others. Without these three powers, we cannot help for other beings. Make sense? Okay, so that's the reason Pemasambhava, he went to Buddha Amitabha's Pure Land. He told Buddha Amitabha about the suffering of Minister Nyama and of all sentient beings, and asked Amitabha to give a special teaching to free them all from suffering. Buddha Amitabha gave this Phowa teaching to Pemasambhava and instructed that it should only be given to Minister Nyama for the time being. So then Buddha Amitabha gave this teaching for Pemasambhava. Then Pemasambhava come back to give only that person. The reason is Buddha Amitabha told Pemasambhava, this is not yet, time is not yet benefit to other beings. Still secret teaching. So then Pemasambhava give only this teaching for that person. Lombo Nyama is Minister Nyama. For the time being, Pemasambhava through miraculous power, they come back to Khenpo, keep in Samye and give this teaching to Minister Nyama, who didn't give up all worldly activities. So this shows, if we get Phowa teaching, practice Phowa, we don't give up worldly activities, but still we're, attached to some sort of things. We cannot say, I have practiced Phowa 100% when I die, can liberate it to the Buddha Amitabha Pure Land. Look, this person give up all the worldly activity, right? He did that. If he don't do that, still his mind is attached to some sort of things. When he die, that become mind is, no chance to liberate it, because the mind is go to where they attach to their object. When Buddha Shakyamuni's one disciple died, and then when the monks saw one day, and the begging bowl, inside there has a snake. So then this begging bowl talked to, show the Buddha, what is this snake? Why is happening like that? So Buddha said, this man is dead. That time, he's strongly attached to that begging bowl. So that's the reason he cannot liberate it. But he less karma, because he practiced Dharma, but he don't have to stay the longer suffering, the snake life, but he cannot liberate it. He are attached to that. When we die, we attach to our house, because we are spirits in the house. We are attached to our land. If you have a land, so you are become reborn in the spirits or something, always going on there. Because mind is attached to that. Then, slowly followed by karma. If you have a good karma, then you can through that very fastly, moving forward. But you don't have good karma, you stuck there many, many, many years. Make sense? So that's when we die, death possessing, right? Possessing. Death possessing, right? Possess. No, like die. Process, death process. It's very important, When die the person, we have to tell them. process, okay? Okay, so if someone dies, we have to read this all the bardo, teachings, help for them. Then when we die, so we also need, something. These teachings play for the Dharma, you can hearing that. When we die, we have to die very peacefully. Also somebody, give teachings like for us. This all the benefit, how to die in this the process, right? Process, die process. So that's also helpful. So where is the? Okay, so give up all worldly activity to practice Phowa, which he eventually actualized through the path of Phowa. Minister Nyama's consciousness attained the pure lane, and when death come, many different signs appear like rainbows in the sky and relax from his body. So that's the become when he dead. This person only practice Phowa. He is liberated. Not only liberated, he has become the lineage order for Phowa. It's this come from, teaching. The text was hidden in the Black Mandala Lake, which is at the backside of Tala Gampo here. So this means like Pema Sambhava give this teaching for that person. Then Pema Sambhava wrote this teaching. It's like palm leaves tree. Leaf, he wrote this palm leaves tree. He put here is like get the ends from his ring finger. There's something special here is to talk about. I don't know why the reason is get ends from the blood and use the Yeshitsoja is one Dakini consent, right? Consent. Yeah, concert of Pema Sambhavas here and use the pen, and he wrote this teaching in the palm leaves tree, and he did make like score and like many protections, and he hide this text and the backside of the Tala Gampo here. Tala Gampo is like Gambopa's monastery, but that time is Gambopa is not yet. Gambopa is this is 8th century. Gambopa come to 12th century. So many 400 years between, right? Gambopa is this Tanga. So Tala Gampo here is the Gambopa's temple monasteries exist in this place. So that behind that here, backside of the Tala Gampo here. The Naga King Sunarina asked to be the guardian of this text. I think there has a lake. So the lake is usually, people think is Naga's home is the lakes and the oceans, like that. So then Pema Sambhava called the Naga King, and he instructed for him protect this text. So Naga King he accepted, he protect this text. Then Pema Sambhava give him also prophesied him. God of this text, and was told by Pema Sambhava that the future incarnation of Minister Nyama would be Nyada Sanje, and that he must give the text to him. So then Pema Sambhava told him, future, so Lombo Nyama who died, who has this practice, right? So then Pema Sambhava told him, that person is come back again. That time you give this text for him. So then ready to benefit or publicly for other beings. So then Pema Sambhava then left to go to the land of the Rakshas. Pema Sambhava left from Tibet because Pema Sambhava is free from death. So we call his rainbow body, but he no body to die, any place. He just left. He said, I have to go to this land, Rakshasa land, if I have to subdue these beings. Otherwise, these beings come to in this world, humans cannot live. So he said, I have to go there and subdue these beings. He left from Tibet. Then he instructed all his students, when you pray for me, think about me, I always be there minutes. Come to, there. So Pema Sambhava left Tibet, but usually all these practitioners practice Pema Sambhava. They all has these visions. Pema Sambhava come back to them and see, get blessings. So these all the laws different miraculous. Pema Sambhava is a powerful Buddha. Very powerful, Then he's also giving instructions for people publicly. Next time, chant Om Ahom Benzang Guru Pema Dehom, Pema Sambhava mantra. Remove all the spirits and your feeling, emotions. Next time, usually people scared and nervous, something, and danger place, when you have kind of a emotions, scared, you have to through go difficulties, and the Pema Sambhava said, chant Pema Sambhava mantra, visualize me. And the daytime practice, Chinreze, compassion Buddha. Chant Om Mani Padme Hum, compassion Buddha. So he instructed for people that, and so then he left. When Nyada Sanje was grow, so the Pema Sambhava left to go to the land of the Rakshas. After more than 350 years, the incarnation of Minister Nyama was born as the son of a shepherd. So he was born again. The Minister Nyama, he reborn again. When Nyada Sanje, then his name is become Nyada Sanje. His previous name, called Lombo Nyama, is Minister Nyama, but now it's become his Nyada Sanje. Was growing up, he felt great compassion and wept tears of sorrow when the animal would die. In order to alleviate his great suffering, Buddha Amitabha appeared to him and gave him this Phowa teaching for the benefit of all sentient beings. Then also Buddha Amitabha appeared to this teaching for him to give for other beings. Nyada Sanje then give Phowa to all the dying animals. So he is the shepherd of animals, and he give the animals this Phowa, and often many different signs appeared. The Naga king then come to Nyada Sanje. So the Pema Sambhava, instruction, this Naga king have to hold this teaching. So the Naga king come to give this sadhana, for give it, told the Nyada Sanje, and told him of the hidden text Dharma. Dharma is called hidden text. Nyada Sanje took the tear from the Black Mountain Lake and give the teaching to the Naga. So now he took that, teaching. So he gave these teachings for Nagas. Through his teaching, many of the Naga were reborn in a high life. So they free from suffering. After this, Nyada Sanje gave many teachings to human beings, through which many reach liberations. So he gave these teachings then human beings, not only the Nagas and the animals. So this is starting first, he giving for other, human beings. Then human beings through which many reach liberation. So many beings through the liberation. Then Nyada Sanje, he has a lineage holder. So lineage holder is come to in the prayer. Actually, it's called lineage prayer. I can't tell you where is that. Look to the page 54. Page 54 says, see the first line is Tibetan says, Tertu Nyada Sanje La Sorwan, there is a prayer to Tertu Nyada Sanje. Because discover Nyada Sanje, bestow your blessing for realization of the profound path of Phowa. So then his desire is like this, the page 54, the third page, they have like 3 different pages, kind of, right? Third one, the beginning says, I pray to the pureless Namkha Jamsi. Tsomi Namkha Jamsi is Tibetan called Tsomi Namkha Jamsi. He received this teaching from Nyada Sanje. So the lineage holder is Namkha Jamsi. Make sense? Okay, the Namkha Jamsi, his lineage holder is go to last page, the page 54. Says Todin Sangabanda. It's Tibetan. I pray the realize Sangabanda. So that is he is the lineage holder. So Tsomi Namkha Jamsi is a disciple. Then Todin Sangabanda's disciple is page 55, and the top of there, I pray to Pagut me Lord. He is the lineage holder. The Todin Sangabanda's students, lineage holder. Then Pagu to me, Lord, this disciple is page 55, is the second page. I pray to the Dharma Lord Sanjay Jamsing. He is the lineage holder. So then page 55, the last page, I pray to incomparable Mati Tsenchi, Tsumi Maten Tsenchi, is the female, one female yogini. So she is the lineage holder. And then go to the page 56, the first one is I pray to the tutor Pinsot Namjar. Pinsot Namjar, he is the one of the Drikung Kaju, first one received this teaching. So then this teaching become Drikung Kaju's Phowa. After this lineage come to the Drikung Kaju, and then holding all the Drikung Kaju masters. So that's why this is called Drikung Phowa. Usually people call Drikung Phowa. This person is the Drikung. Like I pray to the tutor Pinsot Namja means he is the tutor for holiness Chesang. It's the first one, So then, this tutor is actually kind of, we call it right now, it's Acharya, Acharya, who has Acharya's degree. So tutor meaning is Acharya. And then this Pinsot Namja, his disciple is, I pray to great Abbot Namjom Pinsot. Abbot Namjom Pinsot is one Drikung Kaju's Khenpo. So he received this from him. And then he is the lineage holder. This Abbot Namjom Pinsot is a teacher, Drikung Kaju's lineage holder, holiness, is a teacher. So then he give to Drikung Kaju holiness. Then become this all holiness, hold this lineage. Come to, all the, until now it's called Drikung Kaju Phowa. Okay, make sense? So then here's the page 56 is like, I pray to the Holy Concho Rina. It's the called first Drikung Kaju Jamgun Chetsang. We have 2 holinesses Drikung Kaju. One is Holiness Chetsang. One is called Holiness Chongsang. So this is the first Chetsang's reincarnation. It's called Concho Rina. The Drikung Kagyu tradition is first is not the reincarnation tradition system. First, like is a family, lineage. It's a family lineage, or to go back to the long time ago. Achichiji drama. Before that, and it's called come from the God. Heaven. So it's kind of like story, but I don't know. It's like the story is true or not. But anyway, so the one person, he in Tibet has a very high mountain. It's called Maji Pomra. It's like east area, tallest mountain, and very powerful. Like people go there, it's like you can feel. Very powerful mountain. So many people recognize that the mountain is like called Maji Pomra. Is one of the protectors, sacred place. So Maji Pomra is Maji Pomra. That mountain is called the old king of the other like gods. Then one person, Tagu is called. His name is Tagu. He went to that place. So stories he's seeing, like some come from Dakini land, girls, and take the shower, in the swim in the lakes, and they come to like they wear the like they has like vulture peg, right? Vultures like body, and then when they're into the lake, so they change the body, and the vulture clothes live there, and the all girls went into the swim and take the shower. Then he slowly hide went to there, and he kept one of that. All other Dakinis disappeared, take their own body and flew to the Dakini lane. But one female, she cannot go because she don't have that, right? Then he told him, you come with me. So then he take her to her home and become, he has, like together, and she get picnic. And then he give that, like her cloth. So she told him, I have to go back to my home. 9 months after she give the debt, everything, you come to that place, exactly that place. So then I give you your son. So then she left to her home, and then he knows which day he have to go there. He retain there, and then she come there, so that she give this baby for him. So that baby's lineage is called Jura. The called Jura means like family's lineage called Jura. Then Drikung Kagyu is called Jura lineage. Jura lineage means like they come from that lineage. It's become Dharma lineage. So then his son is come from the God, so Dakini, right? He has 4 sons. That person has 4 sons. Then one of the son is become married with Achichiji Doma. One of the son is married with Achichiji Doma. Achi is reborn into the central Tibet. When she was young, and she said, I have to go to East Tibet. I have to go there. I have to benefit other beings. So she left Central Tibet to went to East Tibet. Then she made that person, and he is actually already old. But she said, we have to marry it. The reason is, comes many special yogis to benefit others. So then they married, and Achichiji Doma has 4 sons, and one son then reborn the Jigten Sunggon. Jigten Sunggon is this head. See here, we have a statue here, and this Tanga last one. So then this tradition is called Chura lineage. Chura lineage, you know. That time they didn't call Drikung Kaju lineage, but they called Chura, the family lineage. So then he is become monk. So his brother is married. He hold the lineage, family lineage. So then always they have two sons. So one is become monk and hold the Dharma lineage. One is hold the family lineage. So then come to the 23rd lineage holder, 23rd lineage holder. So right now we talk about, here is the Koncho Rina, right? Pray to Holy Koncho Rina. So Koncho Rina, his brother, didn't have a son. So then they look to the reincarnation. So family lineages become end. Then they look to the reincarnation. That's why the first Chesang means like first they put the throne like reincarnation system. So that is the called first holiness Chesang. Actually, lineage holder, this one is the 23rd lineage holder, not the first one. So that's the core, like kind of like your story, the history. Long time ago, people really believe, like that kind of like story. But at this time, people like don't think that true or it doesn't matter. I don't know. So anyway, the family lineage has come from this order, these yogis. Okay, so that become Phowa lineage. The Drikung Kaju tradition, he is the first. Yeah. But that before they already has integrated this trickle lineage system. During this time, we don't have this lineage to go like the reincarnation system. Reincarnation system is come from like first Karmapa, and that first Karmapa is Jigtin Sunggung is together. Jigtin Sunggung, he didn't have reincarnation. So first Karmapa, when he passed away, after the disciples said we need he come back again, so they recognize another one. So then that come like or the like become Tibetan system is reincarnation. So then reincarnation is like sometimes benefit others, sometimes like nothing benefit, just sometimes like people contribution depending, So that is the different topic. We don't have to talk today here in the Phowa. Okay, so now here, this text was, where is the Naga were reborn. Then after Yada Sanjay gave many teachings to human beings through which many reach liberation, page 21, right? Page 21. So this transmission of the teaching is heard by the Drikung Kaju Pas. It didn't become Drikung Kaju tradition. So now everyone called Drikung Phowa. So become is a very famous and publicly in Tibet. This teaching is receiving like thousand people. Usually when giving this Phowa teaching. But problem is they don't practice Phowa. Only just come to receiving and no practice. So I saw the last 2 years ago, like one time is like Holiness Chongsan, he gave this Phowa in the Drikung Monastery in Central Tibet. There's 400,000 people joined. 400,000 people joined the, received the Phowa. But there has really strong devotion this Phowa. But the problem is they really don't know what is the visualized Buddha. They don't know the stories, where they come from, Just they come and receiving the, just devotion and then go back home. They just only they heard the Drikung Phowa, but they don't really know all this essence, how to visualize meditation practice, So that's important is we have to visualize, meditate and practice this. In devoted practitioner who has not dropped in the qualified Lama and the teaching can experience the sign of Phowa merely to receive the long blessing. Transmission, this has been experienced by many practitioners around the world. So here is the talk about qualified Lama is hard. Qualified Lama also hard, very hard to get. Qualified student also very hard to get. The dependent, right? Actually. So now what we think about the qualified Lama means like you must have to have a given Phowa. I need like this all the transmissions, and I have to practice Phowa, and I need this all the lineage. And the qualified student means like you need strongly devotion to Buddha Amitabha, and the trust, believe the Phowa practice can liberate it. No doubt. So that's the important point we need. Then really can help for us. The devotion is like usually devotion faith. Buddha Amitabha or any other Buddhas, gurus, teachers, we think why we have to believe them, like we think we're helping for them, something like that, we're giving something for them. That is a totally wrong and a mistake. You have devotion comes to your heart. Your heart is open. Your mind is open. You release naturally all the emotions and the thoughts. So really benefit for us if we can give, if we can arise to like devotion our heart. That's powerful. Sometimes we say, oh, I have devotion, this Lama, this Guru. I don't have this devotion. People like kind of like by side, like take to the like worldly and talking, and like say I have devotion, like kind of showing, oh, I don't know, it's this, I don't have devotion, like showing like different separate, like it's ego, emotions that feeling is become. When we talk about that, it's become emotion talking. So now this devotion is like comes your heart. Is you get blessing. You get power of Dharma. You get blessing of Dharma, Otherwise, not possible we receive these blessings from the Buddhas without the devotion. Refuge and bodhicitta. So now we have to, that is the all finished part of the lineage, the transmissions, like teaching. And this part is called visualization. Now we have to practice the Phowa. So first visualization, in the sky in front of one. So one means us. Upon the precious throne of 8 peacocks on which sits my gracious root Lama in the form of Buddha Amitabha. So we have to visualize Buddha Amitabha, our mind, clearly in front of us. So that's the very powerful practice of meditation. We have to that practice, naturally Amitabha come to in front of us, right? It's Buddha Amitabha, we practice like load the picture, tanga and close eye, practice more. But when it comes to clearly your eye, you need to open your heart and, the devotion. If no devotion, then you just visualize Buddha Amitabha in front of you, but you can I can think about the lens, example, close eye. I can approach to him very clearly because we always see each other, Right? So I can approach to him, my mind clearly. Then why I think that I visualize? Usually people think that, why I visualize Buddha Amitabha in front of me? But then that is like that thinking about just person, not the Buddha, right? So we visualize Buddha Amitabha. We have to know his aspirations, his power, his blessing, his quality. So then you arise, devotion come your heart. So then you open your heart, visualize Buddha Amitabha. It's totally different feeling arise from your mind. Feeling is become change. If you have sadness feeling, it's naturally dissipated. If you have emotions, naturally release. If you have a thought, it's despair. Then comes like your heart is become Buddha Amitabha's come to seeing. It's joy, happy feeling, It's arise. And at the same time, like really joyful, it's a different joyful, Like usually you get something joy, it's more strong than that. So you done something, your job become, you think I'm successful, you are happy. But that joy, and like you visualize Buddha Amitabha, all the Buddhas call it comes devotion, joy. It's more deeper than that, more powerful than that. Make sense? It's not easy, the reason we have to know the Buddha Amitabha, his aspiration, his blessing. So then you have that, you come clearly your Buddha Amitabha mind. It's all the naturally released emotions and thoughts, sadness, problems. Come to naturally joy and happy. It strongly come like devotion, faith and devotion arise. So that time then you release lost negative karma. We purifying our obscurations and the karma and receiving the blessings from the Buddhas. Everything is interdependent, right? Not always 100% Buddha has power. Buddha is always there. If we don't open our heart, we never get any blessing. We have 1,000 Buddha statues here. You sleep in here in this temple 100 days. If you don't have any devotions, you never open your heart, nothing you get, just nothing different. You're not going to change anything. Right? If you have devotion, then if you want Buddha's picture, also can give you special feeling. Doesn't matter wherever you are. Think about Buddha Amitabha. Right away your feeling is different. So you have that kind of devotion and feeling. Then when we die, that time Buddha Amitabha maybe appear for us. Actually, appear for us means also different than usually, we practitioner way appear to Buddha Amitabha us, or usually the worldly people say, oh, Buddha is appear to us. Different. Worldly people think Buddha is appear to us means really rare persons come to see and talk with them, right? Face to face. That also mistake. Buddha is appear to us means Buddha is always there, But you have opened your heart, Buddha, close eye, you seeing Buddha is appear to you. Clearly. Buddha is always appear to you. No need to face to come to talk with regular beings each other like that, Do you understand? So that's always we mistake, we misunderstanding, Buddha is always able to us if you open your heart. So that's the reason we visualize, devotion is very important. And then what we have to do here is the effort precious throne. So if you can visualize this, all the thrones, also good. This throne, each one has meanings. What the peacock, this all the symbolized meaning has. But we don't have time to share with you today. Actually, I have a book. It's called Stage of Meditation. I talk about this all the symbolized meanings in there. Why is some Buddha has lion, some has peacock throne, these thrones, what are this kind of symbolized meanings? They're always in there clearly. So that book stage of learning Buddhism has very clearly this information. Then what we have to do, we have to visualize the Buddha Amitabha is form is Buddha Amitabha, essence is Ru Guru. So that means like we have very close to our Ru Guru because we receive teachings from our Ru Guru teachers. So you think that, oh, this is my Ru Guru, essence Ru Guru, form is Buddha Amitabha. That helps you more devotion. And then form of Buddha Amitabha, essence is all 1,000 Buddhas. Form of Buddha Amitabha, essence of all 3 times Buddhas, like past Buddhas, future Buddhas, present Buddhas, all the Buddhas. So that's kind of we have to think and visualize one Buddha. All the Buddha is there. Then he is the Buddha Amitabha. He is wearing the 3 Dharma robes and possesses all the major and minor marks of a Buddha. His 2 hands are in the Samadhi Mudra, and he is holding the big game bowl, which is filled with the blessed nectar, sitting in the Vajra position, with the legs radiating out from his body. He is surrounded by all the lineage lamas. So we can visualize all the lineage lamas. If you can't, then only just visualize Buddha Amitabha. It's very easy for us, You lineage lama means like we also have a picture there, like lords, lamas, lineage. See this Telopa, Dorjin Chang Naro, these all the lineage lamas. You can visualize. But you can visualize only Buddha Amitabha is okay. And the Bodhicitta prayer, so then we have to chant the Bodhicitta prayer. I will recite this Phowa teaching in order to enable all sentient beings who have been my mother in numberless lifetime to attain Buddhahood quickly. With the motivation of aspiring bodhicitta and engaging bodhicitta, one should practice the Phowa, Drikung Phowa, Khenpo. So now we practice Phowa teaching, so we have to cultivate, we have to mind generate. And mind generation is, we, think about all mother sentient beings. Today, I'm going to do practice Phowa. I want to benefit all mother sentient beings. If you think that become your practice is more powerful than just thinking about yourself. We practice this Phowa is called Vajrayana teaching, but you don't have this mind generation, then this practice is called Hinayana practice. Thinking about our own benefit. So now we're thinking about others' benefit, so then this is called Mahayana, Vajrayana practice. So this is depending which direction we can take, it's our individual choice. So if you think about others, looks like I need this for me, not for others. I want my practice, but that is wrong, right? So you think about others, really benefit to you. Strongly benefit to you. Who has wisdom eyes, they know that. Think about my benefit, even you just Dharma practice, but that benefit is become very small. Not much effect to you. The reason is all this problem, suffering, emotions come from self. Always thinking about I. So no, this is like not thinking about I, you're thinking about more others. It's introduced to naturally self. See, that's why very powerful, right? Naturally, we can see that benefit. Sometimes you think about yourself, feeling is like kind of a more unhappy, and also you have more anxiety, and you have more sadness. Then you more open your heart by thinking about others. Like sometimes we chant these prayers, also give some, blessings. Like release this all the emotions. So that's the reason. Thank others. We cannot always have that in our heart, but sometimes we practice Dharma. We just, cultivate that. Very important, right? So that's give for courage for us. That give for open our heart. That give release our problems, self. So that's the reason we have to chant this prayer. And then this practice is usually called bodhicitta, as aspiring bodhicitta and engaging bodhicitta. Aspiring is like, I want to go to receive Phowa teaching. So that is called aspiring bodhicitta. Oh, I want to do that. Like when you see today, we have a Phowa teaching, you saw the email or you get the email, received email, something, I want to go there, I want to practice. That is called aspiration. So then this morning, when you get in the car, you start the car, it's coming on the way, it's called engaging bodhicitta. Right now, you are in the engaging bodhicitta because you're engaging in there. So that's why bodhicitta means always there. You practice Dharma, bodhicitta is always there. I want to receive Phowa, I want to benefit others. You have that intention, then starting that time, and right now, or you have a bodhicitta practice. So that is totally different than usually your worldly activity. Worldly activity, you opposite of that. Okay, I'm going to work for always think about, my job. I'm going to make money and I'm going to take care, all is I. Right? In worldly activity, you're thinking about 100% is I. Otherwise, some Dharma practitioners are not like that, but mostly 100% is always thinking about I. So this one is called Dharma practice. I'm going to practice Phowa, I want to benefit others. Naturally, you have aspiration, bodhicitta, engaging bodhicitta. So then you come to you have thought that you come to Phowa and practice Phowa. It's all practice Dharma. So that is all introduced already, your usually worldly activities. Right? Make sense or no? Okay, so now what we have to do here, then visualize one should sit in proper lotus positions. So I think we have to take break here maybe. What do you think? Okay, so take break and come back. 1:30 is good, 1:30. We have today lunch is here or no? Oh, we have a lunch here, so then we eat lunch here. Everyone join the lunch. And we're going to, practice together. So this next is real teaching is mostly, finished, but still we have to go to visualization, how to visualize, More introduction is finished. Thank you, everybody.